so after 3 years of work and blood, sweat and tears from a whole bunch of people, we're finally here today. This beautiful property has got one major problem, and that is that you can't actually get to the top to do any work. We have had to build a bridge to cross the creek over here. After rain and delays and public holidays, we're finally pouring the slab today, which unlocks basically everything. Welcome to Agape. It's an absolute stunning property, but right now it is a disaster. This land here used to be quite accessible by four-wheel drive, no problem. But the key point was it had to be dry. As soon as it rained, it became an absolute slop fest. And one day I came up here with my ute thinking, let's go have a great time going up the hill, and just ended up going sideways down the hill because the ground was so wet. I almost ended up in the creek and actually had to get pulled up by one of the earthworks guys when we were first taking and inspecting the land. So the bridge is one of the final pieces of the puzzle to getting this road functional. So we've been waiting a long time. That's an understatement. We've been there, it's almost 3 years now to get to even just trying to get access to where we want to build.
We're really excited to have the bridge finished soon. This has been a long time coming. They've worked on it for quite some time now. So we hope that that will get finished shortly, and hopefully in the next month or so, the road will be finished and any car can drive up there, and then we can start on the slabs and then the actual building.
In the meantime, while we wait for the concrete to dry, literally, we will go and have a look at some of our timber cladding options and some of our stone so that we can have a look around and show you what we are thinking.
So we've got two stone options here from Eco Outdoor. This one here on my right is the Canyon Fell, and the one on my left is the Womberl. The Womberl is a little bit more of a silvery grey kind of tone, and the Canyon Fell is much more earthy with lots of browns and a little bit more creamy kind of colours. We are leaning towards this one a little bit more because we think it'll just blend in with the environment a little bit better. Also with our rock walls that we've got in Kiama around our land, the colours seem to match really nicely.
Obviously seeing these things in the showroom's quite different to seeing it in real life. You got it against the wall, against with artificial lighting, but as you bring it out on site, you get a completely different experience. We ordered a square metre of each so that we could actually see what they look like en masse, because there's always variation in it. I highly suggest doing that. If you are trying to pick a sample, spend a little bit of money, but then, you know, when you're doing a whole bunch of it, it really will pay off. We've also got some timber that we'll bring out and show you because we really wanted to get it all so we could do comparisons and just kind of see the contrast. So what we have here is the charred timber, or the shaosugi ban. It's Japanese. They basically char the wood, and what it does is it preserves it. Being people that don't really want to maintain a building, it's a really good option. We don't have to keep coating it or painting it or anything like that. So this is why we got the samples. You can actually see it goes really nicely, the contrast there. And we're going to have greenery around the building as well, planter boxes and stuff. So that's that kind of Canyon Fell. And then you can see here with the Womberl. So for us, the mixture of the black and the browns is actually quite a nice feature. So yeah, that's what we've actually ending up, you know, deciding. Again, we ordered about a square metre of this so that we could see it en masse. What does it look like? And you can have different depths of char as well. So we prefer a slightly less charred. You can see this one's got quite a bit of a crocodile skin, as they say. But we're probably going to get a little bit less charred when we put in the order for all of it. And it does leave your hands black. So we've got our timbers here. So we start here with the spotted gum. So this is like a decking plank here. We've got another marine plank. This is the Pacific teak. We've got ironbark here. We've got blackbutt, and we've got Tasmanian oak. So these two were selected for the interior kind of awning section, and then these for decking around the secondary dwelling, which will have the primary dwelling we have the stone. First we can start with, I guess, is the Tassie oak. They told us that it can move quite a lot, so it's probably not something that's stable, which, you know, again, maintenance, it could warp, all that kind of stuff. Blackbutt's quite a stable timber, but then also you got the Pacific teak, right? So Pacific is a very stable timber. They use it on boats and things like that, and it's very stable and it grays out really nicely. So this is something that, like, I've always really liked teak. There's some really nice houses in Byron Bay that have just done full teak, and really how it's turned out, it grays out really nice. For decking, in a pool area, it's kind of like a brain, and we're even thinking possibly using this as the awning, like underneath awning as well. We still don't know what to call that area, but it's inside that, thinking about going all in that. Pricing wise, they're all quite similar. So it's really just up to you on what we kind of want the end result to look like. That's there. And then also what I'll show you is, again, using that stone, each one of these, you can see, you know, the teak, it works quite nicely here. This is probably too dark for us. And the black butt's also quite nice here. So it's all these little things that just add up and make the choices that much harder. But I think we're starting to get close.
So we're here at the bridge, basically the biggest delay on our whole project. This was supposed to be completed 2 months ago, and the weather has just been an absolute nightmare. You can see after all of that rain, we're left with this huge torrent of water, which is definitely not much water, but we've had to build a bridge for a 100-year flood to handle what may happen. Like every engineer, they over-engineer things so that nothing will ever go wrong. We've got some more dramas. The bridge is in the wrong spot. So after all of those delays, after all the rain, we're ready to pour concrete, and our site manager Tyrone has just come back from holidays, checked the survey and realised that head wall has to be 2 metres this way.
Luckily, we picked up on it before it got too far, so we'll be able to go to where the peg outs should be and then shift that right-hand side head wall to where it should be on the plan.
Yeah, so it was a lucky pickup. This is construction, things don't go to plan. It would be nice if everything just went exactly as per the plan, every single job, but that's why we have skilled site managers to check the plan, check the survey, check the engineering. Okay, so we're walking up the road. We've gone about 50 metres past the bridge and found 2 more major issues. The biggest one is this road was fully subgraded with the ag that you see behind it. All the road base was fully installed, but the rain just took it all away, and now it's got to go again. So we're going to have to redo the whole road. The whole subgrate will have to be redone. The other issue is behind me here, there is a spring of water that wasn't contained on the civil drawings. So we're going to have to add some drainage across the road. And then these pits that you see, these are 200 mil too high, so they've got to go down. This pit up here is also about 200 mil too high, so that's got to go and be redone, which isn't too big a job at this point in the process. If we allowed this road to be fully tarred and asphalt, it would be quite an expensive procedure to fix, because we want this to have a nice, continuous, consistent asphalt the whole way up. So we don't want to see little cutouts and things like that. So identifying every little issue now is critical on a project like this, because you really don't get a second chance.